Hey everybody, it's Brie. I wanted to just address something that has came up twice this week, and it does matter, and that's what and that's what I want to get across tonight by telling these stories and by sharing with you some of the things that I spoke to a friend earlier about on the phone. Basically, is female acronyms. They matter. And I would appreciate it if we could all get used to calling me Brie, and we can all get used to using she versus he. And why it's so important to me is one, I mean, if you were a boy, you wouldn't want somebody walking around calling you Laura when your name was John. You wouldn't want, you wouldn't want to be walking around looking like Mike Tyson and having somebody call you Tiffany. It's just, it is it is awkward and it's funny and it's embarrassing and it's something that I don't really enjoy when it happens to me, but it happens, and I understand that people have a hard time dealing with the transition, dealing with calling me the new name and referring to me as a she. To my loved ones, it's like I can't get mad at you, and I haven't seen you guys enough to see if you're even going to have an issue with it. But if you do, it's okay. I know that it'll be a hard um, thing to change because it's programmed that way in you. And you've called me my other names for so long now. Well, okay, so I'm at the hospital because I had something wrong with my eye, and I went to one in Napa and I went to one in Vallejo. The one in Vallejo, the guy offers. He asked me when I sign in. He goes, Eric? And I go, yeah. He goes, what do you prefer to be called? And I go, thank you very much. My name is actually Brie. I'm just waiting to get my ID and the mail. Um, the only ID I had was the one that said Eric on it. And anyway, it was a great experience there. Everybody, all the doctors called me Brie. All the nurses called me Brie. Everybody called me Brie. Worked out fine when the doctor called back to the triage nurse called me into the triage room. It was like, Bree? And I said, yeah, that's me. I stood up and I walk over, and no one looked at me, no one cared. I was just another woman getting up to go see her doctor. And I go to Napa, Queen of the Valley. They have good doctors, they have a good hospital. But this is the type of thing that the whole female thing plays a role in, the new name thing. Basically, when I sign into this place, the woman who signs me in doesn't ask me, even though I'm presenting as a woman, even though I have breasts, for Christ's sake. She goes, okay, you have a seat, Eric, and I just wanted to see how it would kind of play out. I uh, I sit down, and then all of a sudden, the triage nurse comes out, and she goes, hey. And she goes, Eric, and she's looking around the room, and she's doing this and that. And it was a lot of people in there, but so it was like I had to just stand up and be like, okay, that's me. And everybody look at me like, oh no, is that a what? Is that a who? And it made me feel awkward. It made me feel kind of embarrassed. I mean, even though I'm not embarrassed, and even though I know if people know, big deal. But having somebody confirm it like that in public is very awkward, very, very, just it makes it a very unpleasant experience. Needless to say, so the triage nurse doesn't ask me what my preferred name is. The doctor doesn't ask me what my preferred name is. The optometrist doesn't ask me what my preferred name is. Everybody I spoke to in that hospital just totally ignored it. And it was like this elephant in the room that no one would talk about. It was so weird. So I won't keep rapping forever tonight because it's not that important of a topic. But it is something that if everybody could work on, it would be great for me, because it is embarrassing when somebody refers to me as Eric or him in public. So yeah, just try and work on it. And I had a friend of mine call me earlier and ask me, who's asked first time I talked to him since the transition, first time I talked to him in a long time. He was he was, he asked me, is it okay to call you Eric still? And I said, well, I mean, I really wouldn't like you to. I hope that's okay. I mean, his new name is Brie. It's legally Brie, and I don't look like an Eric anymore. So, and he goes, well, you should tell everybody that because people don't know. And I'm like, well, I didn't realize people were that dense. You know what I mean? People couldn't see it like that. But yes, if someone's dressed as a woman, address them as a woman. I mean, it's just simple as that. I mean, in my eyes, I don't see the need to tell each individual, every one of you. Just assume, hopefully, that you guys picked up on the fact that when I changed my legal name to Brie, that's what I want to be called. Anyway, it was a weird experience having that the contrast between the two hospitals, and how pleasant it was in Vallejo and how unpleasant it was in Napa for me. And when I get introduced as, like I said, I think I said this in one of my other videos, when I get introduced as Brie, no one cares. But when I get introduced as Brie, and then later on everybody starts referring to me as him or he, it really makes me feel weird. So yeah, anyway, I just thought I'd share that. I'll see you later.